Bubble boy.
Yeah.
Bubble boy. It's incorrect. Has to take steroids.
If there's one set of fans I would not with, it's the Bills.
Children, please, you got a whole life.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up here.
All I want for Christmas is for LeBron James and Serena Williams to have a baby.
Yo.
For science.
She must have been on suicide watch when she saw Gronk dent that. We're all going to die.
Smash that like button or I'm going to get kicked out of the house. I can't pay rent.
Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Later, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
What's poppin'?
My co-host, Ryan Fay.
Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, Game 5 just happened of the NBA Finals, and what a game. Let's unfold right into it. My first take, unfold right into it. I just woke up from a nap maybe 20 minutes ago. I just had a whole cup of coffee. Let's get locked and loaded.
I just find it incredible. We've done this how long? And your intros have been the same. Like fucking no improvement, just the same. We're just gonna word vomit all the way into this shit every time.
Hey, we're rocking and rolling, boys.
He just goes right back into it.
I don't think Jayson Tatum's made for the big moment.
I think he's gassed.
I think he's too emotional and immature.
Wow.
And I really thought he was out of it. I thought he was done with that because this postseason, I was even giving him credit. I'm like, hey, look at him being a grown man and not a little boy. And I even said, I was like, Game 5, he's going to have a 40-point game. He's going to be that guy. Yeah, the dude was bricking it and airballing and
yeah.
What do we do? He just bitches and bitches all game long when it's not going his way.
Well, I mean, he's also you could say he has an argument for his bitching.
Yeah,
because for some reason, Draymond Green has been getting calls.
No, I agree. The officiating.
The fuck has Draymond Green done in his career besides play with Steph Curry and KD to get those kind of calls? That should have been his second. By the way, that walking with Tatum after the whistle should have been his second tech.
Dude,
everyone else in the NBA gets that T.
No, I agree.
The fact that they teched Ime in the first.
Yes.
For like the most bullshit. I don't even know what he said.
That one I don't blame Tatum for being pissed about. That's totally different.
Horrible.
That is different. But it's just like every time when he goes to the hoop and when he's not going to shoot the ball, things like that. It's because when Tatum is just like, hey, I'm going to play good basketball, I am that guy. He plays good basketball and he is that guy and he puts up freaking 40.
Well, I
just don't. I get the officiating sucked once again.
Well, I mean, also to rebuttal your little take here. This is gonna hurt you a little bit. This is a verified source, check mark, all this stuff. Despite his shooting struggles, Tatum is doing everything else. 23.2 points per game, 7 rebounds a game, 7 assists per game. Percentages are 37, 48, 66. He is currently the 10th player in NBA history to average 27-7 in a final series and is the youngest to do so.
I will say those percentages do suck, though. 60% from the line.
Still.
But he should be better. I know that's hard to say, but like, and I get it. Oh, he's only 24, and this is not an easy team to go up against, but it's the attitude he gives off. And like I said, when he is on, he's that guy.
You know why he has an attitude? Because he's a kid.
Well,
you're 24. You got to grow up a little.
So, now hold on, though. To back up your point, maybe either back up or disprove your point.
That's
I think options. Well, because it depends on how Game 6 and 7 goes. I think it really does. Because if Game 6, Tatum comes out and drops fucking 60, and
he's not, but
I'm saying,
then boom.
But you know what I mean?
Then you're correct, but he just, and I really thought, and I even said this
is about to be his most. This is about to be the defining moment of his career. To further your point, like 6 and 7. If we win Game 6,
it's a stepping stone. I would say the defining.
Imagine if he loses.
That's not like a LeBron 2016 Cavs run.
But think about it. So most players, most players don't even get to the point that they're at right now. Think about it. Like this could be. I'm not saying it's going to be, but this could be, like, what his career, what he gets known for the rest of his career. Say he gets the Chris Paul treatment and fucking never makes the finals after this, and this is it. We remember him for Game 5 and 6. You know what I mean? Like that'll prove.
To be fair, I think he's far and away been our best player this playoff run We were down 3-2 to Milwaukee. Came in Game 6, dropped 46 on the Bucks.
Oh, I'm not saying I fully agree with his point.
He has the ability to do it, and Milwaukee causes more of a problem for his shooting.
And that's what I've been waiting for. It's to me because when it was that game against Giannis where I'm like, oh, maybe this kid finally. I say like this, Jayson Tatum has finally done it. He is being the guy that we all expect him to be, and that's what I've been happy for. But we're on a Game 5, and I don't see him as the one that has totally taken over a game. I'm not saying all the games he has played is bad. I'm not saying he's played absolutely garbage. But when you're supposed to be the guy, like I don't see him the one totally willing us back in all of these games.
I also think
I agree at least on Game 5, but I genuinely
Game 5, Game 1.
If he doesn't do it, yeah, but
and 13 assists, I get that's great.
This is Golden State. Like they're gonna get theirs. I will say. The one stat to prove your point, very much so in Game 5, is the fact that we lost a game with 20 turnovers and the fact that Steph Curry didn't hit a single three. We lost that game. That's fucking crazy. That should never happen.
Yeah, that stat alone, the Steph Curry stat, not a single three.
Yes, the refs were horrible, but
we
played
also
like shit.
missed 10 free throws. That is my biggest pet peeve in the entire NBA landscape. You are a professional. I don't give a shit if you're Shaq. You're a professional basketball player whose job it is to put a ball in a hole. Shoot your free throws and make them.
And this is guys like Brown and Tatum who are supposed to be shooters.
No one's guarding you.
Yeah.
Brown, Tatum. Brown's been awful this playoffs with free throws.
Oh, the
terrible. I've
terrible.
never seen this. Tatum's been bad in the finals at least, but they're free throws.
Yeah.
No one's guarding you. They basically just should call it free points because that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
They're right there. It's 10
be.
feet away. Just throw it in.
That
you're breaking them.
Game 5 was egregious.
I don't give a shit if you're tired. I know Tatum didn't play. I know Tatum played all but 2 minutes yesterday, so he's probably gassed.
Yeah.
But hit your shots.
It's
Also, Tatum, you're 6'8". You have maybe a percentage of body fat on you. Go to the rack and put your junk in their mouth. Stop looking for the foul.
Yeah, that's
my
to
point.
He tried to say that
point
before the
exactly.
game. He's like, I'm going to look to play off 2 feet more. What'd you do? Not that. Went right back to it.
That's my point exactly. It's the attitude of I'm trying to go for the foul, and I know he's not the only one.
But at the same time, if he gets hacked, call it.
Oh, those refs yesterday
Why?
were
I know,
so fucking bad.
I know it's annoying when he bitches at you. I get it. Believe me. When I'm bitched at, it's annoying as shit too, and it makes me not want to do what they're bitching at me to do. I understand the thought process. But if he's getting hacked, it is you.
Dude, yeah, those refs were
are actually
horrible.
getting paid.
Getting
Paid to do your job. If that's a hack, call it.
Oh,
you know how we always complain about the refs, and I can't take credit for this take or this idea. We're like, what can we do to try to hold the refs accountable because players aren't allowed to talk about the refs?
I know where he's going. Yeah.
I wish I saw the Twitter handle. I saw someone tweet saying that the refs should be interviewed just like the players after every single game.
NBA will never do that.
They will never do that
They
because
will
why
never
would the
do
refs
that.
union ever even allow that?
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Well, it's
They
not
wouldn't.
just that because the NBA is well known for massaging games. Like
It's
they
not,
can do other
yesterday was so egregiously called one-sided it wasn't even funny.
like the push off on Smart with
Everything.
that Thompson.
Everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Klay
the
Thompson was
fucking tech
allowed
at
to
the
use
end,
the
Marcus
Heisman.
Smart got.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't call Draymond on the tech that Marcus Smart did get at the end on Jordan Poole, the one that didn't even fucking touch him, like that shit.
Or that offensive foul call right after the Marcus Smart tech.
Yeah,
where
it
he
was
didn't even touch him.
pathetic. Like those, you could 100% tell that they were.
And I'm
they
sure
were
you
calling
can go
everything
find
Golden
calls
State
that favored the Celtics earlier in the game.
I can promise
but when
you
it's
it was
come down to
70-40.
crunch time,
or 70-30.
Near the end of the game, do me a favor. Either put them away or call them both sides.
Or fucking.
I
don't blow the
prefer-
whistle. Like
Look what happened in game one. Did anyone have a problem with the officiating in game one? Because I'm a big ref bitch. I had no problem with the way it was officiated.
Game 4, actually, I liked how that was just a well-played game, and we lost that game.
yeah, yes.
Game 4
as well.
was
Game
probably
1
my
and Game
favorite.
4.
Game 4 is my favorite game of the series because it was just true basketball. Yeah, the Celtics lost, but they lost. The refs didn't lose it.
Yeah.
They didn't give it to Golden State. Golden State earned that win.
I don't think the refs cost us this game either. I think
No, it was definitely us.
It was definitely us. But
God damn it, is it annoying?
Well, that's
But
the
it's-
thing. Anytime we made any sort of momentum, it's like fucking. Oh, here's a tech here. Here's that fucking tech on Ime in the first quarter.
Ime
bro. I was
wasn't even yelling.
I literally could have kicked that ref in the teeth. I was like, that's the biggest joke I've ever seen. I don't, unless he directly insulted this dude's mother, which I doubt he did. Like, there's no other excuse for that tech. It is Game 5 of the finals, arguably the most important. Actually, it is the most important game thus far in the series.
Correct.
And it's like, you're gonna tech the head coach. You're literally just 3 points. Like, that's. And I get it, tensions are high, but come on, bro.
But he wasn't even over there like
He wasn't even-
yelling
no,
or whatever. He just
He
walked
was like
over
10 feet from the fucking
and
ref.
said something.
The other refs didn't even know that he called the tech. The announcer said it. The other refs were like, "Oh, they're unaware that fucking Ime just got teched." It was that game pissed me off. That game absolutely.
No, it
angered me.
absolutely
Number one
should.
thing, I lost respect for Steve Kerr for one thing and one thing only. That game was at the end of the game when they went to go challenge it, and Draymond's like, "Hey, look at Steve Kerr, like,
Oh.
challenge it," and then all of a sudden you got the toddler 2-foot jump, just like. I'm like, I'm sorry, are you not a 30-something-year-old man? What did I just see you
Draymond.
do?
Oh yeah.
And
And
then
then
Steve Kerr challenged it.
Then Kerr caved. And guess what?
That was lame.
unsuccessful.
No shit.
Because Draymond's hand was on his back.
Which
Which also, you want to talk about a Boston bias? These announcers have been so down the throats of everyone that is not Boston in this entire playoff run. It has been like nauseating, especially the way they show it. Like that exact play, they didn't show Draymond's hand on was it Marcus or Jaylen?
Yeah, it was Marcus.
On Marcus's back until it was unsuccessful. It was after the commercial break. They showed both angles where it didn't even look like anyone touched him. I was like, oh, they're going to win this. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's clear as day. And then challenge was unsuccessful. Show the back end view and Draymond's hands on his back. Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's bad. It's so bad. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Why we get so much hate? Maybe it's because we won a ton in the whatever century
80s.
we call this. I don't give a shit.
Well,
No,
it's-
80s. Not
Everybody
even,
loves
not even,
it.
I'm talking Boston in
Oh,
general.
wow.
yeah, everybody loves to hate Boston. That's.
I mean, I generally don't understand it, but like
is 'cause they
it's
ain't us, bro.
egregious and and I don't mean what's the main guy's name? Mike Breen?
Yeah. That's the bang guy.
Yeah,
Is that
bang
the
guy.
I'm gonna yell bang so motherfucking loud.
That's the
Yeah.
bang guy.
Love that guy. He's
Is he
outstanding.
sponsored?
It's Van Gundy and Jackson.
He doesn't drink it though. Yeah, no, sorry, I just
Van Gundy and Jackson. Oh my God.
and I actually like Stan.
I like their banter back and
No,
forth. but
Jeff. That's Jeff.
Thank you. I was like Stan's.
Stan's the one with the mustache and heavier.
I like their banter back and forth, but sometimes then like I can read like
Yo.
your point to bias is like they're so spot on with like I know their takes, I know who they're rooting for just by the way they're talking. Like
It's
I know like
egregious. And
yeah.
it's like,
and they
especially,
hate Boston. They do
dude,
not
it's
like
like,
Boston.
and Jackson be like, oh, I don't think that's a foul. I'm like, he
What
touched
do you
him in his face. What are you talking about? It's not
Got
a
a
foul.
finger in his ass. What do you mean that's not a foul?
No, I couldn't hear. So I couldn't hear where I was. What did they say when Klay Thompson clearly stiff-armed Marcus Smart? What were you? Even
I
watching
was
at
so
that point?
fed up with the non-call that I completely tuned out.
I couldn't hear what they
anything.
were saying because that was just one of the most egregious no calls. It wasn't like he kind of like only did it little. He straight up hit him with the Heisman. Like was just,
That was like, what, a play or two after the phantom call on Marcus?
Yeah, actually.
No. That was in the fourth quarter. That
oh the
no,
Gary.
no,
How
both
about the
of them in
Gary
fourth
Payton
quarter.
call where he just fell?
Oh yeah, when Grant Williams like
Or the loose ball with
on his
Draymond
back at the 3-point line. Yeah.
or the loose ball with Draymond and fucking Jaylen Brown, where they never ever call a foul. on
That's
those.
clear.
It's
That's
jump ball
clearly a
every
jump
time.
ball. That is
It's a
clearly a jump ball.
I literally have never seen them call a foul on that. It's a jump ball every time. If you're on the floor, it's like all
You're fighting
things
for the
go.
ball. That's it.
All things go. Like that's
Unless
how
you
they,
see a thumb
they
in the
literally
eye.
called it that way with
Unless-
Draymond Green earlier in the series. Yeah, unless this dude literally is like fucking kicking him in the head. Like there's no, it's not a foul. It's a loose ball. It's a jump ball. Let him jump. Foul on Jaylen.
It's just so frustrating
Eat shit.
because like this should be just an electric series back and forth, based off the just talent alone on the floor.
But there's like
It
we
should be-
but
they
we
also
should
be
be
game
more
fours.
annoyed with the way they're playing, but
Oh.
shit like that sticks out. Like if they were fine, like if the refs are like pretty down the middle, and the
We
Celtics
still would've
still
lost this
Oh no,
game.
no. Well, we've made that very clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like we're not
No,
making
on
any
the same
excuse.
page.
You can't have 20 turnovers and expect to win a
They
goddamn
also
game.
went 0 for 12 from the 3-point line to start the game. You're not going to
I
win
mean,
games
also
like that.
so did Golden State. I
Yeah.
think Golden
We
State
were-
was also like
we-
0 for 11.
Golden
So I mean,
State-
we were both sucking dick,
Yeah.
like hard.
Golden State low-key
Hard.
should have beat us by like 30 this game, but if Steph hit any of his fucking threes,
But like I said,
wild that
if
2018
if they
was
called
the
it
last
right
time
down,
they
like
had
if
that.
they called it right down the middle, like we had no problems with the refereeing and we still lost, we'd be pissed at the Celtics and only talking about that. But
Oh, and
there's
I
so
still
much
am.
shit. Oh no, we are. But look what we're talking about because it's so annoying to watch.
I think Tatum just has regressed in this series alone. He's not being that leader of keeping everyone not level-headed, but trying to take control again.
I genuinely wonder if he's gassed.
And
I
I'm
think-
sure he is, but you are in the biggest game
I
of your life. You
understand-
need to step up
No,
and
James,
make the play.
I understand that, but that I honestly think he's probably. Oh, I don't even want to call it the Miami series. I feel like he's dying
prove
from
your-
the Milwaukee series because after that, didn't that series he hurt his shoulder?
Yeah, and he came
The
back.
Milwaukee series?
He
I
came.
thought
Yeah.
it was Miami.
No,
No, because he was hurting it in Miami too. But I think it started in Milwaukee.
Let's be honest though. As far as injuries, they are on both sides.
Everybody's hurt.
oh
at
no,
this
I'm
time
not
of the
saying
year.
injury
Everybody's
wise. I'm
I
saying
know.
like he then had to use like some sort of second, third, fourth gear in that to like from that series forward.
He's definitely.
And I'm
yes.
wondering if he's on fumes
He probably is
because he was like sputtering in the Miami series too.
But don't forget too, like he's
Like I mean, he
24,
won Eastern
33.
Conference MVP,
No,
but he would like there was games where I was like, Jesus.
This so.
Oh,
but
like the
my-
10-point dud. My point exactly.
But
in the Miami
so my
series.
point is what I'm getting at is what I saw in the series beforehand, where it wasn't just so like focused on him. He was focusing on like the team, making sure everyone's in the right position, and you saw the emotion and just the I give a shit mentality. Actually, looking at his other teammates and communicating with them. With this series, it just feels like, hey, it's just kind of me.
I don't know if it's the series.
I
I
don't
don't know.
one. I don't know.
Five, game 5, I think really I think yesterday really exuberated that point. But I genuinely think how he responds in 6 and 7 are your narrative is either going to be spot on with how we look at Tatum, with how like or he's going to like show up 6 and 7. Like
he has the potential to be the man, and I think truly if he wants to be, he can be. But he's the only one that can tell himself like, hey, I am that guy.
I think he
I
will
need to
though.
step up.
I
I thought he was going to do that game 5. I really thought he was. I was telling people I'm like 40-point game out of Tatum. He's, we haven't seen it yet. First 4, he hasn't been there yet. I'm waiting for him to explode, and the series isn't over.
He
so
still has a chance.
And I'm not saying he doesn't.
I'm-
Nothing
yeah.
0%. There's always a chance for something to happen, especially that you get to go back to TD Garden, big things like that. That's awesome. I just got to see that I really give a shit mentality again. And I'm not saying he doesn't care at all, but it's like the aspect of emotions to other players and like communication, and he just seems more
frustrated maybe. Don't forget, Steve Kerr and Ime Udoka are coaching gems, right? What did I say? Sudoku.
Recently, I picked that back up.
Fucking, I hate you. Anyways, don't like Steve Kerr. Like as far as like how they're both approaching this, Steph Curry's getting beaten the hell up. Jason Tatum's getting beaten the hell up. Jaylen Brown's getting beaten the hell up, and then Draymond and Clay are getting their asses whooped. Like every game, they are just basically punching the fuck out of each other. So like this is it is also like Steve Kerr understands like, okay, Tatum, if we can limit Tatum and vice versa, if we can limit Curry.
Oh yeah, he got double. He got double teamed all night last night.
But that's exactly what happened with both stars. And as far as like supporting players, Golden State won. So like, it is as much as Tatum needs to also show up and like overcome that, and I agree with that. I think I think these next 2 games are like really going to show that. But I don't know. Like
this is a
what really killed because Tatum was getting going early. He was really getting going early.
Other than his threes. But he was hitting
something.
shots.
There was something.
No, then he started hit like after I think Tatum started like remember when he hit like that run of 3?
The third quarter.
Third quarter, yeah.
Third quarter is where the Celtics actually stepped up.
Which
Right.
is surprising because
It hasn't been like
What
that.
hurt Tatum in his ability to keep going is the absolute dud laid by Jaylen Brown this game.
Oh, yeah, Jaylen Brown.
Jalen sucked too.
Because once they realized that Jaylen was off, they just went, Tatum. It's like, get on him.
Oh, we got double teamed almost every time down.
Because guess what? They weren't scared of Jaylen Brown doing anything that game. He did 18 points. You're supposed to be the other guy. You need at least 24, 25, bud.
Well, I think a lot of that comes down to literally the fact that what was he shooting from three? I bet you had 2.
Jaylen?
If that.
If you bet he had 2?
I think one.
He was 0 for 5.
Yeah,
Holy
that's my point.
shit.
Dude,
He was 5 of 18 from the floor.
Yeah, like that's trash. But that's
I'm
the
not
thing.
putting the
You
whole
hit-
loss on Tatum. I want to I want to put that out there.
No, but I
It's-
agree
it's
with
like-
that.
You'd be fucking surprised
But
at
I-
how
but I-
many people do blame him for every loss.
No, and you can't. But I
agree with
put
the
more pressure on
mentality.
him of being like, hey, dude, you need to you need to. It's just the way he acts on the court, and it's the emotion of some guys bitch at the refs. I get that, and that is annoying. But it's more communicating with the. I just don't see him communicating with the guys out there anymore.
Bro, game 6 and game 7. Game 6 if we win, and game 7 are about to be like career defining.
At this
Okay.
point in time, yeah.
Like I genuinely mean that. I think if he comes out and he has electric next 2 games and we win this series, I think Tatum and Brown go on this beautiful run of like championship contentions like for years to come. I can really see that happening.
I think this makes or breaks their
I
careers.
fully believe that. Like I back that statement.
I said, I don't know if you were here for this recording, but I said, if the Celtics lose this finals, they will not be a dynasty. They might win a championship, but they will not be a dynasty because and Ryan brought up one rebuttal to this, and it's a little iffy. What dynasty can you think of that started with a finals or championship loss?
You can't,
His only rebuttal was the Miami Heat with LeBron, and I don't consider that a dynasty. You only win 2.
I didn't either, but it was just like that grouping of like,
Like
how
they
long
can
was he there?
still
That's
do
the
it.
4 or
close.
5
They
years.
won 4 years in a row. Miami. LeBron also won 4 more with the Cavs. But talking about for a singular team, they only won 2 in 4 years, which then they won 4 times in a row. Super impressive, but that's not a dynasty. That's just
No.
like a hell of a run.
yeah. Like
The Warriors
the
are
Warriors
the
are a
current
dynasty.
dynasty.
Yeah,
Correct.
of course.
And I just don't. I cannot think of.
And not to mention, look
A
at the
dynasty
look
that
at the
started with a
narrative.
loss.
Look at the narrative of it. Say they do pull out these next 2 games. The narrative of how this would start for the Celtics is to usurp the current dynasty and arguably like the most influential team over the last decade.
I would
So,
say
like, currently-
quite possibly like that team Curry and individually changed the entire landscape of the NBA.
Correct.
100%.
Correct.
So like
Absolutely.
you're talking influential. We might be talking like
one of the best
Of
influential
all,
dynasties of
like-
all time.
yeah,
And
Yes.
if they win,
change the
if they
entire landscape of the shit.
and this is the Celtic. They are 2 games away from fucking kicking that door down. And,
You know,
like, making
well,
that a possibility.
I brought this up, and you didn't quite agree with me, and you kind of did. Where we get judge LeBron a lot for records and like, oh, he's
This is-
4
this is
for
where
6.
This is where Tatum's
This
career.
is
like,
this is where
we're gonna
narratives
judge it.
like Steph Curry, he's won 3 rings. If he loses this finals, he'll now be 3-3, and 2 of his rings come with Kevin Durant, who won Finals MVP, and Iguodala won Finals MVP. I think that we start having that conversation of he's not really a top 10 guy in the aspect of he's still an amazing player. He's generational talent. He's influenced the game more than almost anyone in the league or in the whole NBA. But when you're talking about records, 3-3, and you have not won a single Finals MVP, and plus everyone's like, you had Kevin Durant for 2 of those.
I know, but how many did Magic have with Kareem?
That's fair. That is a fair rebuttal.
Like that's what I mean. Like that's
take
what I
him
mean.
out of
Like
top
also,
10, though.
also, it's hard to win if your point guard is your best player. It always has been.
Yeah, but
Think about it. If your point guard's your best player, it's very hard to win. Iverson never won.
how many Finals MVP did Magic have? I know he had one his rookie year because he actually ended up playing center that game 5 or 6 that last game, and he ended up putting up like 42 points. It's one of the craziest things that happened in the finals. As a rookie, I don't know how many he won total, but the fact that Steph has been to 3 or he's been to 6 and he's won 3 and has no Finals MVP. Once again, I'm not trying to knock him saying like, oh, he's mediocre or so. Like, no, he's a hell of a ball player. First ballot
I
Hall of
don't know.
Famer.
He is
no
3.
Well, I think it.
Okay, so 3 out of 5. I think that's pretty damn good when Kareem is on those teams.
I think it lowers.
Also, how many assists did he get to Kareem though? Too. So I mean,
And
just
that's fair.
stat wise, he probably loaded those sheets.
And that's right. But then again, like greatness, when you have 2 guys, you should be doing these things.
Right.
And clearly, if you didn't have Kareem, he wouldn't win as many.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair rebuttal because, well, you added Kevin. It's just the aspect that
Well,
they had Clay and Steph, and then they added Kevin.
at this point, we're arguing is Curry in or out of your top 10, and by
That
in or, and by
basically-
in or out, it's like either fucking 10, 11, or 12,
Oh, and
and that's as of right now.
But it's like that is the big conversation where when everyone judges LeBron with,
I
he's
still-
only got 4 rings and he's been 10 times. Well, I think we need to hold that measurement to other players when we're talking about this category of guys.
I honestly, I would
still
say
have Curry at like fucking. 7
I would
all time.
I would probably have him in my top 10 only because even watch that game yesterday, even when he was over doing nothing, those guys sprinted towards him when he had the ball at the 3-point line, even though he bricked it.
Oh yeah, and I'm not
Like
saying
at
he's-
no
Curry, yeah.
at no point did they go,
He might not make. Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, no, he's
At
still
no point did they
terrifying.
go, go ahead.
No,
shoot
no.
it."
I agree. He is terrifying, and I actually
That's what-
I actually really like Steph
that
Curry
factor,
as a player too.
like that factor.
I like Steph Curry on and off the court because even after Game 3, when they were saying "F you, Draymond," and Clay was saying stuff and Draymond was saying things, Steph Curry just sat there, was like, "Okay, on to the next game." Like he was very quiet. He's been clean the whole time. Like I really do like Steph Curry. I am a big
I do
fan
too.
of him.
Yep.
But it is that conversation of top 10. He's clearly, like you said, the influence he's just had on the league is insane. But when you're talking about these conversations, especially because the NBA has had so much talent, you need to consider this narrative because narrative is a huge piece of this conversation.
I think at this point we all know what Steph Curry is.
Oh, and there's no
Like,
disrespect.
there's no as far as like your argument for like where you would rank him. We're like picking hairs at this point. It's the same thing we do with every. I don't think the narrative around Steph Curry is going to change even if he loses. I think everyone's still going to respect him the same and still put him in the same like echelon that he's in.
Also,
But as
you
far as,
got to
like-
remember one of those finals losses, Clay blew out his knee.
Yeah,
And Kevin
we're
Durant was
literally-
hurt. I will say that Toronto one is a little different because it was him.
we're literally
If
arguing.
I was actually really when they were down 3-1 or they were trying to make a comeback. They were down 3-2. I was like, you know what? I'm on the unpopular opinion of I want Golden State to win this because that would be amazing if Steph Curry pulls this off.
Bro, we're legit arguing at this point: is Magic or Steph better? Like that's the argument that it's come down to, which I think.
It's not even better. It's just total greatness over their career.
Yeah.
It's so tough to.
But you're measuring like and even then, I think those are 2 completely different players and 2 completely different generations.
Well, the same
and 2
team, and then
completely
it's
different-
also
Two
like
different play styles.
and then
different
and then
everything.
and then
It's like
also
apples to
that
oranges.
that decision turns into like how would you want your team to be played?
100% agreed. Like
Because
there's
whenever
no
you're
wrong
doing
pick.
rankings, you then put them in a team scenario. It's
Exactly.
like,
Steph Curry
how would
would
you
not
want to
be the
run your
same-
team?
Steph Curry would not be the same player way back in
Now
the
here's
80s and 90s, and I don't think Magic would be the same player today. Like their careers would be
which
insanely different.
which duo would you rather have, Steph Curry and Kareem or Magic and Clay?
Steph Curry, Kareem, Magic, and Clay.
You know what I mean? Out of those two, like if you swap,
Steph, Kareem all day.
That's what I'm thinking.
Steph, Kareem all
So
day.
I guess that goes to your point where it's like, well, he had Kareem for 5 rings.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I wouldn't even.
Because clearly Kareem is better than
Magic Clay is gross, but it's
Oh, that would be
it's Steph,
amazing.
Kareem, and it's not even close in that debate.
It's because of Kareem.
Okay, well, we're fucking way off topic.
I know,
right
but
now,
I just
like,
wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to bring that up.
No, because we're talking about Curry.
Yeah, Curry.
So, I'm
it brings us up, and it's just when I feel like when you're talking about greatness and all these amazing players, you need to hold them to similar, if not the same.
Although
we're about
I
to-
do, although I do think it hurts his legacy if yet another role player steals a Finals MVP from him.
Yes.
Ooh,
That's a
that's
good
even
point.
better. That's even better than because, like you
Iggy
say,
did it to him, and
If
right
Andrew
now
Wiggins-
Andrew Wiggins,
If Andrew Wiggins
is the
gets
Finals
fucking
MVP.
Finals MVP,
he has
over-
been money this entire series.
what did he put up yesterday? 28,
24,
24.
but a loud 24,
Yo, yeah.
like big points.
yeah, but I
didn't
think
realize-
Steph. I
didn't
think if
realize how
Steph
good
has
he
a
could
big
fucking finish
game,
at the rim.
if Steph,
Your
If Steph has
first overall pick for a reason. Let's not forget that.
if Steph has a big game 6, I think it's his. Like if he puts up another 40-point game,
Yeah.
I think it's his.
But if the series was won yesterday, Andrew Wiggins was the Finals MVP.
Interesting take. That's actually
I think it
I don't
hurts
think he
his
runs
legacy.
away with it. But I
He doesn't
agree.
run. He doesn't run away
Does
with it.
that
now,
hurt it more than just
the
losing?
loss? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Because if
Well, no,
because there was arguments being made before Game 5 that even if the Celtics win it, he should be Finals MVP. Before last game.
Well,
now
I'm
what-
not totally agreeing with your Andrew Wiggins take. I think Andrew Wiggins would probably get. I don't know how the voting works for that. Actually, is it a fan vote?
Well, don't forget.
Is it
think
like
so.
is it like a
No, it's
board of
not
guys upstairs that's like? Oh,
I think
Well,
that's
don't
more-
forget too. Not so like even if Steph doesn't win Finals MVP, that means he did get another title. So you're weighing.
It's weird because most of the time when these guys, it's like, oh, they rode the bench getting all these titles. It's like he would have 4 rings but no Finals MVP. But if you look at the history of this run, he was the best player on the team. I mean, Kevin Durant, but like he's either 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
And a
have
close two.
like a close two. Depends on the night. Depends on the night.
It literally depends on the night.
The fact that Steph Curry is back here and Kevin Durant's at home. That's a whole other conversation that we're not even going to get
Interesting.
into.
All right.
But
Actually, yeah.
But the fact that if he would have 4 rings with no Finals MVPs and he was out of 2 of those championships the best player on that team, that's a weird thing to think about.
That is. Weird.
That would be like if Larry Bird never won a Finals MVP.
That'd be
I
weird.
don't like that. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, this is
It
that's
just
a conversation for after either.
after
6 or
the I
7.
think after the
we can,
this series
we
is
can revisit.
agreed.
This, I think.
I really do want to because right now it's beforehand of like, hey, what is it going to be? What's the conversation going to be? Because sports is all about narrative. It is
And that's-
it's
and-
the best reality TV show.
Yeah.
All sports is the best reality TV show.
That's a great way to put it. And the best part about it is we are either about to see the start of something beautiful or the continuance of just pure dominance.
Because even
We are about
Even after this year,
about to witness one of the greatest upsets of like if the Celtics can win it. Like the dethroning. This is like
Greatest?
the dethrone. Well, dude, this is like the dethroning of the
I'll
Bulls.
I'll give you the greatest, possibly one of the greatest runs.
Runs, and I would say dethroning.
And I don't just mean playoff runs.
biggest turnaround. in
I'll
a
give you
in
that.
sports.
Yeah.
Hands
I mean,
down.
even just
Actually,
not being here.
I wasn't even considering the beginning of this fucking season.
Even I
when I
think
said
even
that.
just
No one did.
I think just in general, even if they don't win it, it's probably the best mid-season turnaround to what they've become.
Easily.
I think
But then again, random point. But like, think of how deflating this will be for this fucking Celtics team
I
to
don't.
turn around like we did, to get to here and then to
Ooh,
lose.
no.
Because I think next year, are not only will we have expectations super high, but like now it's like the team's going to be a little different. It's going to be like we got to go through all that work again just to get back to a game 7 or a game 6, just to like.
it
I
depends.
don't.
If we
well,
lose,
because losing it
I don't
regardless.
think if we lose, I don't think we get back
Lo-
here.
losing it regardless is deflating. Don't get me wrong. But it's the whole fact that they got there and then they lost to the. It's not some. It's not the
Golden
great.
State.
It's
It's
not.
Golden State.
It's not Memphis.
I literally think
It's the dynasty.
I literally think any
they
other
lost
team out of the
to
West,
the dynasty.
if it was
yeah.
some shot in the dark random team,
any
that
other
no one-
team out
That
of the
would
West
sting
would've
me
gone
way
down
more.
6.
Even though we had a chance to chokehold this series in Game 4,
Yeah, after stealing game 1.
like,
But you
It's
know
not
what?
over.
You know
It's
what?
not
they had,
over,
They,
but-
I
It's not-
will say Golden State had to take game 4 after we stole game 1. I genuinely think, it had to even out. Just the way the series is going, there's no way.
We
This doesn't
should've
go-
known
There's
there
no
was-
way this doesn't go 7.
It's
It was
gonna
tough.
go 7. I bet you the Celtics have a big game. I bet you
Oh,
the refs. I bet you the refs are in favor of the
Oh,
Celtics.
I will literally
I
bet
bet
you
you-
both of my testicles that the fucking refs are going to be in
no.
favor of the Celtics.
Oh,
I bet you
100%.
guys right now,
I'll
head
bet-
ref of Game 6 is Scott Foster.
Oh,
I'll-
agreed.
I
Without a
won't-
doubt,
I think
it's
I won't-
not.
1,000% Scott Foster. You will see his
Let's
goddamn
throw.
name.
Can we bet on this? Can we actually? Is
What?
there a
We're
way-
all in the same bet.
No, I'm
No, he
saying,
means like
I mean, like literally. Can we
throw
throw money on this? Because I'm.
Oh, I'm
fucking
sure there's prop bets.
confident.
legally in Massachusetts. No,
Confident.
but I'm.
We don't live in Mass.
I am. I guarantee
Where am I?
Scott Foster is going to
Where?
be the referee for Game 6.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
The
what do we have
extender.
predictions for Game 6, though, boys?
What
What do we actually see happening? keeps the Scott Foster thing out of your mind.
I think Al Horford puts up
I was
absurd amounts.
You know what's wild? I was gonna say
Al
in
Horford
order for this
saves the
game,
series.
like, because for some reason, whenever Al Horford does something in the TD Garden, that stadium goes berserk.
It's because everybody loves Al.
That's
It's
what I'm
gonna-
saying.
yeah, no.
Al is going to
think
have.
of the
Al's
brick
dropping
oven.
25.
Guys, think of the
He's
brick oven
been
pizza party.
way fucking Bob. Baby.
Call back. Good old
We-
Bob. Dude, if they win that Boston parade, they're gonna have like just a whole brick oven pizza set on one of the duck boats.
Is that just us?
That's just us.
I was about to say,
There will not be
Nobody.
I was like, did we get that from actually someone?
There's no true story.
We
That's
fully
amazing.
created.
If I ever get to meet him, I'll be like, Al, you know what I think you should really try getting into? What? Brick oven pizza.
What the fuck would you do if he looked at you and he said,
But
I love brick oven pizzas?
I'll
He's
just be
like,
like-
I cook brick oven
I just
pizzas
go-
all the time.
Bop.
dude,
Bop.
Al's gonna have 25 points with about 3
100%.
blocks.
I bet you, and you know what? I bet you. I'm thinking,
Something weirdly tells me we run away with this game.
I think
Yeah.
Tatum's gonna have another big assist game.
25, 7, and 7. I think everybody hits their averages except Al Horford. I think everybody like 25, 7, 7 from Tatum. I think 26, 6 from Brown. I think
You know
Curry's I think Curry's hurting, so I think he still shoots poorly from the field. Draymond fouls out in the fourth.
Draymond fouls out
I'll
soon as possible.
I'll throw my.
He's
life
literally
on
just
that.
gonna throw elbows and be like, "What? Steve, challenge it, challenge it, Steve,
Steve,
Dude, when he did the toddler jump, I'm
bro,
like,
I
what
couldn't
is
believe
this?
what I was
I
seeing.
cringed.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm like, Draymond.
I'm like,
Draymond, you are just throwing yourself down.
Draymond, you're a dad.
You're a father.
You're a father. Imagine Jimbo looking at his boss and going,
What do you mean the roof's not gonna be done today?
What do you mean?
I thought you were the project manager.
I can't even imagine my dad doing that.
I can't imagine a full-grown man doing it.
What do you mean there's no sermon today? I wanted to do this. What do you mean? Bro, oh my God. Actually, did you guys see what's going on with the Curry parents?
No.
So I know there's stuff going on, but I don't totally know,
I know
what's
nothing.
happening.
I know
This
nothing.
is fantastic.
Oh,
okay,
God.
so
I'm buckling.
Del Curry and the other Curry,
I forget
Miss
it's
Curry,
Dell. I know Dell.
are
Did
split
she-
up.
Yeah,
right?
because he cheated.
Oh, well, yeah, probably.
No,
Yeah.
I was talking to someone at the bar about this. Yeah, he cheated.
Oh,
on
okay,
that.
yeah, that makes sense. So
he doesn't
this-
even know. He's like, maybe.
No, I probably yeah. Those former and NBA players just bang. Anyway,
Bang! Just no, and divorce.
so Del Curry shows up.
Putting
I
your fucking
think
headphone on.
game 4 with this white lady, right?
Oh,
I know, right? Then Mama Curry was there with this white dude, and then the internet's just like tossing out jokes. She's like, "Wow, like." Those two white people look like they could have been married. Like that's crazy. Like they were like they look like a cute couple if they were together. Turns out they were together.
no,
They were a married couple.
no.
Oh my God, were they swingers?
I don't know if this. Oh,
Is that how they all met?
maybe?
No, but there's
Maybe.
swingers that
But-
swapped.
But
That's what I'm getting at. Oh my God, is that how they cheated? Because there's rules about like some people have rules about swinging.
They have gnomes. There's gnomes.
No,
There's
no,
gnomes
no,
and
no,
pineapples.
no,
Gnomes and pineapples.
There's 2 rings on their hands.
No, but like
They all have a signal.
I know
that
sometimes
just
it's like,
literally
well, we all
pushes
have
them.
to be in the room for it to not be cheating. So maybe one of
Well, I'm
them.
just saying.
It's
But
like, damn,
that
bro,
was a
Del, you
real
packed
thing
it.
that happened.
We need
The
to,
internet's joke turned real.
You can't.
have you
write
seen
this shit.
it? Have
can't
you
write this shit.
have you seen it? Once again, sports is the best reality TV show.
That's
Oh,
good.
it
you know
absolutely
what?
is.
I think that's the takeaway from this whole thing. Is sports is absolutely the best reality.
I'll be
TV
honest,
show.
I can't take credit. I definitely have heard that from someone else.
So you're the first person I've heard of. From,
Okay.
So I'm giving you
Honestly,
the
true. I probably
Okay,
only
well,
heard
you know what? Maybe I did, but if it's somewhere else out there, I don't want to.
just saying.
Bop.
Bop. But isn't that fucking wild?
That's insane.
The internet's joke.
The
It
internet-
also, because it's the internet, they discovered it was like not a joke within about 10 minutes. They were like, it's because they were actually married. Like, and they look like they could have been married, that's because they fucking are. Or were. I don't give a shit.
Do either of them wear pineapple shirts or anything?
I don't know. They definitely got an upside down pineapple in their kitchen.
The worst part about that is like I don't, dude. That's so fucking weird to me. Like, imagine
that's crazy.
Imagine thinking nobody's gonna figure that out. Like being relatively famous. Like,
right?
Not even, dude. Even,
right?
Even if you're
you're the father and mother.
Even if you're
of the star
celebrity.
player in the NBA Finals, you're gonna get put on the TV once or twice.
Why don't you bring a date like that to the?
Bring a date. They were both fucking there.
Was it the same game?
How close?
Yeah.
How close were they sitting?
There's no shot they were close.
Did they mix up tickets?
Because Dell cheated. I don't want to see Dell.
Well, no.
and her boyfriend's like, well,
I don't want to see my husband either.
I don't want to see Dell either. He's fucking my wife.
They were definitely swingers without a doubt. 100%. That's the only way they met.
Your wife's fucking my husband, so I have her.
That's crazy.
That's fucking
100% they're swingers.
Oh, that has to be. I gotta look into this more. The Curry's a swing. There's no way.
Ryan's gonna have like the.
I'm gonna come in next episode with a whiteboard. Have like a
hangover,
big old school reveal, just flip it around.
You're gonna have like the.
It started at the home. They crossed here at a Whole Foods because those motherfuckers love good prices for healthy food. And they were like, do you like pineapples? They're like, matter of fact, look at this upside down one. Boom, bang, bang. They meet, separate because Dell cheated with some other white lady that she didn't like. And now, here we are. TD Garden. ABC
6.
Network. On TV.
Game 6.
And this bubble over here, this one I call scum, this is Twitter. These guys put it all together.
Here I am just mapping it out for you, but let me tell you.
I could have went to Wikipedia to find this out.
No.
Absolute Electric Factory.
Oh, my God. Oh, I can't believe that's real. Close it out, James.
We
got nothing else.
That's all we got for today, folks. If you like what we're doing, please comment, share, like, tell your friends, and subscribe.
Bow. Bop!
Oh, electric episode, gentlemen. Electric episode.